Okay, I hear what you're all thinking. James, what on earth is in this box? Well, this is one of the most revolutionary golf clubs I think I've potentially ever seen, and today we're going to put it against what I think is the industry leader in this space. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we've got the sausage. Now you may have seen this on some other channels already. I know Rick's done a review and he really enjoyed it, but I do feel massively like this could be a bit of a game changer. To be honest, Bob, I'm just going to rip it open, but the packaging is exceptionally nice. And I think they've done quite an interesting thing with this club because it can be right-handed, it can be left-handed, it can be heel shafted, it can be low torqued, and it can be quite difficult to get into, Bob, actually. But introducing the Sausage Golf Putter. Now the name's the name, isn't it? I think it's a very interesting thing where it's named after pork. But very, very well packaged, as you can see. And it actually looks like, I think, a really nice premium product, as you can see. Really nice kind of thick plush head cover. And this is our first look at it as a golf club. So you can see there's lots of kind of movable options here, lots of things that we can change. And we're going to have a look at that today and see exactly how good it can be against, like I said, the Lab putter, which I think is the industry standard of low torque putters. Pinnacle. Bob thinks it's the pinnacle. That's absolutely fantastic. But looking at it straight away, I do think this looks really, really nice. I do like the shaft in the center there. And as you can see on screen now, lots and lots of different movable options that we can do with this. Let's see how easy it is. In fact, let's go and test it like it is now. Then let's see how easy it is to adjust and move around, because I think there's potentially a huge, huge issue with this putter. And we'll talk to you about that as this video progresses. Okay, so before we look at my first impressions of this Sausage putter in its low torque setting, you can see we've got that set back. We've actually had a play around with this already, Bob, haven't we? So to look at it initially, what are your thoughts, Bob, if I was to line that up? Because I think it looks okay.
I like that.
I think they do a really good job of making all those sit flush, even though they're coming, like they have to be to the 10th of a millimetre, don't they? Otherwise the gaps would be quite horrendous. But let's compare it to like a standard, if you look at a standard DF3, for example, from Lab, and I've not got the eye here, I've got the standard one, because actually those milled faces very, very similar, just into the material, I suppose you'd say, Bob, wouldn't you? But looking at them there, quite a similar shaft position. I think there's going to be a lot more going off with the balance and the weighting on the Lab than there is on the Sausage. But for the price of the Sausage, at like kind of £500 or $519, the question is it a gimmick or is it a game changer? That could be like a game show, that, Bob, couldn't it? Right, so it's going to feel quite soft off the face, I imagine. All of a sudden, a really, really nice kind of roll on there, and you can always tell that by the line going end over end over end. It's going to be a soft feel because of the face material. So maybe just have to hit it that little bit harder, you can see, to get the distance control correct. And that's where other brands might have inserts and things like that. Lab have got the inserts now in the DFI 3 and of course in the HS. But it does feel like I do quite like the feel and the roll of it that it's generating. I think the price might put a few people off, but now, key fundamentals of putting can be alignment. We've partnered with the guys at Golf Inc., the marker that lasts. Guys, if you want to check it out, do check out the link in the description below. There's a bit of a discount code as well. It does last for 18 holes. We've started using it on our golf balls for when we're playing against our friends and, of course, testing putters like this one. So if you want to check it out, that is the guys at Golf Inc. The big issue I think people are going to have is, if you have a couple of bad rounds with it, are we tweaking it, are we changing it, are we going left-handed, are we going upside down, are we moving it into the front, moving it into the back, stuff like that. So for me, I do like how it sits. I like that all black look and the real obvious alignment aids and the story behind it, to be honest, as well. I think everything's got to have a story, hasn't it? And the manufacturing process behind this, very, very nice. That's in the way of us holding some putts, Bob, so we'll shift that out of the way. But a nice looking thing, and I'd be interested to see if you see people with these in their bags, because I've seen Rick do a video on it, I've seen a few other people do videos on them, Andy Sullivan's done a video on them, and like they've got good reviews. I think there's not a lot negative to really say. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but I think it can really help oh, how's that one gone, Bob? It can really help a lot of golfers. The thing about the pricing is you're kind of in the realms almost of a brand that's already recognised worldwide now. They've got major champions in JJ Spawn, they've got Adam Scott, they've got loads of golfers who are really kind of notable. So when it comes to it and the tech, obviously you don't have the adjustments in the lab, but you do have the low torque story, you do have, great kick that, Bob, potentially more R&D going into it, and it comes from a point of who do you want to trust, who do you want to spend your money with. I've been a huge advocate for lab over the last kind of 12 to 18 months. It took a little bit of getting used to. Maybe it's going to be the same with the sausage. You know, there's a Model 2 on the way as well, which you can get, which is a little bit less out there looking, and that's all these companies are trying to do. They're trying to get the technology out there without necessarily making it look a little bit overkill, making it look a little bit over the top. You can see some of the putts we've hit with both the sausage and the lab. We've made a couple with each, we've come short with a couple. They do feel similar from the face, and potentially it can come down to what shaft do you want, how does that affect deflection off the face, what line angle do you want, and everything like that. If you go for a DF3, obviously you can start to now look at different lie angles, and that can really help get that putter feeling more yourself and feeling a little bit more personalised. So guys, get in the comments below, what do you think to this sausage putter, and shall we have a bit of a play with it now and see about the different settings it can potentially have. That putt slides off there, doesn't it, Bob? Slides off. Right, so what else comes in the box? You can see that we do have an adjustable key there, which is nice, and again, it is, isn't it? But really, really well thought through, really nice. And it's things like this which I think are really, really handy to have, and to be honest shows all the work and effort that's gone into this putter. This isn't something that's just been thrown together, and it looks like it could be a really, really nice option. Now, some of the issues that I think potentially we might see with this putter, I'm a tinkerer. I'm a person who generally blames something else, blames an outside agent, for example. If I have a putter that I can have heel balanced, toe balanced, centre shafted, low torque, left-handed, I'm going to be that guy. I have more than 30 putts in a round, it's getting changed. I have 29 putts in a round, it's getting changed. I miss a 3-footer, it's getting changed. I 3-putt from 40 feet, it's getting changed. Is that you? Would you have a bit of an issue with it? But should we see how easy it is to dismantle, Bob? So you can see it does come in lots of different sections, and I think we've got some nice visual assets to help us with this as well, because I don't think I'm going to do it quite as much justice as others could. But you can see it all kind of moves around a bit like, should we get this out first? It's almost like a Tetris, Bob, isn't it? So essentially, everything comes out. Do our best not to lose. I wonder if it comes with spare screws. But take these out. We'll pop them in there so we don't lose them. And we can start to like manufacture a totally different putter, so it can go from this centre shafted low torque option, which I think is going to be the most in one at the moment, to, there you go. So that, in essence, is the putter. Should we ever go just like that? The world's smallest putter. And from there, also, we can start to jig it round and move it round, so we can take that out of there and move that round there, and they kind of slide up and down as well. So really interesting. Do I go heel shaft, Bob? I think I'd have to take all these screws out to go heel shaft, but we'll do that, Bob, just for you, beans, as that's exactly where I think a lot of people might tweak backwards and forwards, if that makes sense. I'm really being conscious that I don't lose these screws, because if we do, that's a bit of a shocker in it, a bit of a nightmare. But let's see what happens with these out now. So engineer-wise, it is an English gentleman, but I believe he was an engineer of yachts and super yachts and things like that. So I can feel that one wanting to come out already. So essentially now, Bob, we have it in its most naked form. They're all out, and that's what you get. So 360 grams it is made to be from standard, and now I guess we pop that in the heel there. It's not actually as hard, you know, like I thought it might be a lot of faffing. You can basically just think, right, I want it there, I want it there, I could even have it there, or I can go left-handed and have it there. That is cool, and I'm glad we've done this in the video, because I'll be honest, I thought it might be a bit much, but it's not that difficult really once you get your head on. I would be really worried about losing the screws. So I thought I'd done this right and I'd put the long one there, but actually now that screw doesn't go flush through there. So when I said it's not a lot of faffing about, that is quite a lot of faffing about because I've now got to take it out and go again. You never do this more than once wrong. We had a 50-50 shot, Bob, and we got it wrong. It's certainly, you need to know what you're doing, and probably read the instructions would be an interesting thing to maybe do, because that's always going to help. But now we've got it in that heel section, so now we could potentially compare this to something like this. So kind of heel shafted, you can see it's not set back as far, so the torque's going to be quite different, but quite a similar looking putter as well in relation to like we did earlier in that kind of low torque element with the DF3. Right, Bob, should we go and have a go? I quite like that. Sausage. Okay, so in this setting it is quite similar to my Lab HS. You can see it's not exactly the same. The Lab HS is a little bit more set back, so that does allow it to have that kind of lower torque element, but with it in the heel setting there, it's still a little bit set back. So let's have a go with it in this. Do we generate that same feel, that same sound? Does sit quite flat, I must say, and a really big kind of platform on here. Really soft feel once again, but quite a nice alignment as well. I'll put this on screen now so you can see actually, Bob. I'll even take a picture for you because the alignment aid I think is really nice. Looking at that, it does come off incredibly soft. Now this is one of the areas where, yes, we do have all that element of adjustment in the head. We do have all those elements of kind of tweaking and fiddling like we said. You can't change the lie angle though, so the lie angle is going to be static there and it's going to stay that way no matter where you have it in the head. So that's one thing which I think is worth discussing. One of the big issues that I think you might have with this as well, like I said, I'm that guy. I've left 2 puts shut there and I'm really thinking, do we change back? Do we go back into there because maybe that's better for me? Sometimes having lots of different options isn't always the best option. Does that make sense, Bob? Quite like how I've articulated that, but certainly if you're a beginner golfer and you're not sure yet where you want to be in regards to your putter, a really nice nice option to have. Right, just hit it harder. Really good roll on these. There we go. Oh, that putt absolutely flies right to left. Feel wise, it's interesting because it has quite a similar milling to the DF3 we had earlier, you know, where it's like kind of milled into the face. There's no insert in here whatsoever. Alignment wise, we've got the dot, we've got the line, and we've got that kind of cross line on top as well there. So lots going off to help you with that, and some really nice options. We'll go a couple more. Finally, we've got one. Oh, referee. Consistency wise, I'm really enjoying this actually. I do feel like it really does feel nice off the face. We've just picked one of the world's most impossible putts. Right, we'll jump into my HS. So this is fitted to me, this is in my specs. You can see the riser here. It does allow me to have it a little bit more upright. That's one of the things that you have to think about as well. Yes, the guys at Lab are more online now than ever. You can get them at PGA Tour Superstore, you can get them at Scottsdale here in the UK, but you can also get them fitted in your specs. They have the online fitting tool, which I think a lot more companies are going to start to utilise, especially when it comes to that kind of D2C market. Yeah. And the funny thing about the Lab is there's so much technology that goes into here, and we were lucky enough to go and see the guys in Oregon and see how these are made. And there's a bit of a secret sauce in there which not everyone will kind of understand, but I do love the insert as well in this, which the guys at Lab have since put in the DF3i, so you can have that insert now across the board. So again, little bits where the Sausage Putter is a new company, it's a new product. Where will it be going in the next 5 to 10 years? Oh, I've not hit that one, Bob. So guys, there you have it, the Sausage Putter in lots and lots of different possibilities. Get in the comments below, what do you think to it for $519? As you can see, I think I preferred it actually in that kind of lower torque setting with the shaft in the centre there. Get in the comments below, how would you have it, and would you see yourself spending the money on the sausage putter?